Hello everybody, welcome back to the single player world. It is a bit of an interesting start. I never really get much rain or snow in this world, and it looks like we're actually going to be able to sleep it away, which is great. So today we are not working in here. I really thought this was a good time to start the episode, because what we've got here is the test for whether or not the string experiment worked, and it looks like it did. It looks like it worked very, very well. In fact, I got some suggestions which I want to try out, which could be better than the string, so I'll give them a try in some time. But for now, I think the string's going to do a wonderful job, and until it's not doing a wonderful job, I've just messed up already, there we go. Until it's not doing a wonderful job, we'll keep it so. Let's see how we're going. So, around here, let me give you a quick little update. Not too much has happened. I've got this part of the mountain finished here, connecting up there. There's obviously a bit of room to be done, a bit of work to be done over there. Not a lot. I think we're making some pretty big advancements here. All that's left to do is start adding on the dirt to these mountains, and adding on a bit of the other little smaller details there, and I think they should work out pretty well. So today we're going to be working down in this area, and for those of you guys who might not be too familiar with what my thoughts are for this area, here is our altar. And by the way, if you're wondering why my things are weird, they flight duration 1, which is not normal for me. I'm normally flight duration 3? Yeah, 3 rockets. So up here, we built this altar. If you guys don't remember it, it's probably about like 10-15 episodes ago, but walking out of here, this is going to be a cave that I've got set up. You can see I've made it to be ready for when we do, but this cave is going to have a bunch of trials and challenges to get up to this altar. That's what I want to do. I want to make it a little bit of a puzzle in many ways. We can maybe have some puzzle rooms, maybe some parkour, maybe just some really dangerous things that you got to deal with. I think that would be really, really cool, and I've got to be smart about where I put things as well. So that will be a very fun project, and that's what I'm planning on getting started today. So, working our way from the bottom up to the top. And this is where the cool story comes in, I think. Coming down here, we've got this island here, which has got a few logs and stuff stuck around them, and I really like the lily pads, which look like just like junk that's washed up. The logs getting washed up around the island. And over here, I'm planning on having this area. Let me just park myself up here. Keep hitting E for some reason. There we go. Around there, I plan on having a lot of ships and washed up material getting washed into it, and it's got such a nice shape to it. Look at this. As I come up here, and this is all natural, by the way. I haven't done any terraforming here at all. Oh, by the way, we've got the witch's cottage over there. But over here, it's got a really nice little place that it's kind of a, what is this, a lagoon? Or would it be a, I don't know, there's probably a better word for it than that. But I'll think of a word. But I reckon this could be a very, very nice area to start doing a bit of work to have a few ships that have washed in, wrecked ships, of course, and debris and little boats and stuff. I reckon that'd be really, really cool. Today, we are going to get started with a bit of that and a bit of what I mentioned before with the altar, because the altar is going to have that path. So I'm going to have to dig out a lot of area in this mountain. But to start off, I want this area, the entrance to the altar, the entrance to the passageway to get up to the top, to be underneath here, which is a very interesting formation. I'm planning on doing a little bit of a broken boat, a broken ship, or at least a piece of a ship that's over here. You got to kind of get into it and, well, get under it, and eventually you'll find the very small secret entrance, which sadly won't be done for this coming up world download, but it will be done hopefully in the next one, so then you guys can go and give it a go. And by the way, I'm kind of confused why I've got a torch here, and I don't remember doing it. But I'm pretty sure I must have just grabbed gravel for concrete powder. But that is confusing me. I'm not going to lie. That is a very confusing sight. Also, I love this like little waterfall that comes out of there. I normally don't see things like that naturally in Minecraft. There's little ones that look actually kind of pretty. So what I'm going to do now, because I think this is a good place to sort of start off and get going, I'm going to start clearing out the ground a little bit there because it needs to be a bit lower. And then because we're going to be dealing with this area specifically, the entrance, then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of shaping here, get the boat in it, get the entrance in it, and I think that is going to be a very, very nice looking area. So I'll be back once I've got a bit of the chunky work done. While I'm busy with this just shaping of stuff, I've kind of thought a little bit about why this cave would actually be here, because of course we want to keep this into the story, you know, we don't want it to just be a random cave. And I think it's important to maybe have some background on it. So you help me out, because I'm not always good with these things. But I'm thinking that it will also help out, at least in terms of decorating, if we can imagine some sort of like primitive tribe or something along those lines, before these people came to colonize here, that have once owned these caves or built these caves that we're about to make, and I think that'll be pretty interesting. A little bit of a twist of things, you know. Maybe we could do some really cool statues, some cool little small builds that go in here. I think that'll make life a lot easier in terms of building, having the story to work with us. Not only that, I think it could be really, really awesome. Think about, for instance, if we can make sort of faces built into the rocks. So as, not over here, of course, but as you're walking into the water, like under the water here, you go out on the other side, you just see a bunch of faces in rocks. Kind of abstract, of course, because two reasons. One, it'll be cool to be abstract. Two, Minecraft doesn't lend itself very well to the smaller details when we do the small things like that. So, of course, we'll have to improvise and kind of maybe imagine a little bit. Okay, well, that is all my stone. So I guess it's time for me to use this haste 2 beacon that I've put up here and clear this out. So going down here, what I was thinking, by the way, is that we could have a little bit of an entrance in here, hidden somewhere, probably around there. I'm gonna guess probably this is a good spot. Let me just pick this spot and go for it. Kind of not super hidden, but we'll make sure it's kind of hidden. There we go. Wonderful. And it'll come through this way, and you'll be able to come up in some water. And I'm gonna make sure that this is all actually filled with water. You'll come up into some like cave area here, which is super easy for me to just dig out right now. Let me do that. And it's going to be in a pond, so it's going to be a bunch of the water that's washed up here. We're going to have lights coming in. Sort of think, I kind of liken it to, I think it's Pirates of the Caribbean. I feel like they come up in a cave, or maybe the first, the second one. I haven't seen those movies in a very long time. But I've got an idea in my head, and basically I want some very dim lighting coming up here with the light coming from there. Hopefully we'll see it coming through the water here. If not, that's not a big deal, because we've got a lot of opportunities to do a lot more of these sorts of things. In fact, down on that side of the world, far end, when we eventually get to the next kingdom, we're going to be building a lot of interesting sort of coves and stuff like that. That's the word I was looking for. I mentioned that I wanted the word. I said lagoon, that was wrong. Cove. Cove's the word that I'm looking for here. And I'm going to be building a lot of those, and I think we'll have a very good opportunity to do that. I've got a slight, hopefully it'll work, pirate theme planned for one of the parts there, which could be kind of cool. And I think they'll be really, really cool to add these little bits of things in, like a cove, buried treasure, of course, which we've already actually got there. And a few sort of little things like this. So let's check how much more I need to take out of this, because I'm actually just shaping this cave right now, which is important as well. I want to get this done, but this wasn't the task. Probably not going to have enough space for all of this. There we go, and that should be enough to let us keep going. So besides this, I think also I'll probably have to do a little bit of stuff here, because I don't want just like a boring one like this. Probably 3 wide majority of the way, like that. And then I'll add in my own shape to this, but I think it'll be pretty cool. I think we're on the right track here. And apparently it's nighttime. There we go. Wonderful. I think we're going the right direction in terms of what I was hoping for here. And what I want to do now, of course, I've got a little bit of the shape done. I need those. I've got a little bit of the shape done outside. I've got this piece in here, which we're not touching right now. But I want to go ahead and start off with now getting a few more details in here, because I want to get a little bit of a piece of a ship at least. Not a full ship in here, because that will be ridiculously huge. But I want to get some sort of design that looks identifiable as a piece of a boat, but not completely obvious that it's a boat. You know, it's got to look like it's broken. That's what the important part is. And look at that. That is not looking good. That shape is not looking very good at all. We're going to have to do a bit of work here. It's just busy testing that out. That's actually a pretty cool mossy block. But before I get going with anything, I want to go ahead and get started on the mast of a potential ship that would have been here at one stage. I think that'll be a pretty cool thing to do. Kind of have it stuck in here as if it's been pushed in by the tide, wedged in over there. And I think this could look pretty awesome. So I'm going to try something out here. I know that this could look alright from a distance, I would imagine. But when we get up close here, it's going to be a little bit weird. So bear with me. I think we can do this. So let me just do that. Get rid of that, those. And what I'm trying to do is, as I say, I want it to look wedged in here. But I also want it to have a very obvious look of being a mast. And yeah, maybe I should take it in at like 2 different directions here. So instead of it just being in these 2 dimensions, like the looking at it flat, we can maybe make it into full 3 dimensions. That could be kind of cool. So let's do this here. 1 there, out a little bit. 2, out a little bit more. 2, 1, that'll be alright. Turns out that mistake might be alright. So I'll get rid of those, get rid of that. And then I want to see how this looks. So this is a very tedious part of the building of these sorts of things. Things like buildings, which you normally get the hang of. They're a very, very different thing compared to these sorts of things where you've got these odd, irregular shapes. Yeah, I think I need to pull this up a little bit more. And then I'm going to start off with a side mast piece like that. So I've got those there. Perfect. So let's pull this up just a tad. I think I can do that there, and then I'll be able to find my way onto it, please. We'll give this another try. There. So if I jump off and... Oh, just made it. Just almost made it. Alright, one last attempt, and then I'm going to just go ahead and, yeah, give up. Perfect. So that one there, and I want to just do this. Yeah, it turns out I can't get down there. I can do it this way, though. There. And then underneath as well, we can do this here. And this should add to the shape a little bit. Yeah, that works. That works right. So we've kind of got that there, and it can be irregular. As I say, it's meant to be irregular. It's meant to be old and broken. I could have sworn I fell on top of that. That should have been an easy one. So it could be warped. It could be looking a little bit wider and in some places and twisted in other places. I think that's cool. So can I reach this? What is going on with me? Why am I so derpy today? This is ridiculous. This is more than usual, and I already do it quite a bit. So let me just do that. There. But this one over here, and now we can probably try going on this mast a little bit better. So that one there. And actually, what would be smart of me is not to fall in there, of course. But that's expected. What would be smart of me was to get rid of that there and then step on that one. But turns out that's alright. I don't do it. I don't do things the way I'm meant to do them. So let me do this now. I want to try and get the mast. So we've got this is the main part of it. So now we're going to go do what holds up the sails. So if I can get that to look like it's coming down there, that would be perfect. So maybe we could try out a few stairs. I'm thinking stairs will be good. Or actually, maybe even just shaping it with a few of these blocks just for now would be alright. So let's use some spruce. We'll go here, down there, just to get us our overall idea of what we're doing. It's not the color we're going to be going for, but it's the thought that we need in here. So we'll do that there. There. And now let's go have a look at it. Yeah, that could work. So one there and going up there. And then I've also got, I've got it on me here, a bit of this, which I'm going to test out. I'm not too sure whether or not this will, well, I'm not too sure whether this will look good, but just a few things like this. I want to see if I can make some broken looking sails. So we do that there. Maybe one coming off here and down a bit more. And this is the issue when you start getting to these smaller builds, is we don't have, yeah, no, that won't work. Maybe I can try out some light gray. Light gray could actually look alright. It could look a bit dirtied. But right now, that is not going to work. Even maybe the concrete powders could be good for this. I'll have to investigate with them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to switch up these like this. And make this work together. It shouldn't be too hard. There, break those, break that, bam. And I'll just go through it there. I've got one more thing to do here quickly, and that is also to look out from the back here. So, stepping over here, it's very dark, and I'm happy with the darkness, but I want to maybe put a little bit of interesting light going on here, because you may as well play around with light levels, and I think that's an important thing to do. And I want to get just a tad bit of light coming through here. So, if I can get up there, like that, wonderful, and there, perfect. And I want to just go in here a slight bit there and put one of these in. And this will allow us to have a little bit of light. Let me just make sure it's not too much light. Just to create another, yeah, look, that could be a bit too much. just a little bit too much. I might move it up 2 more blocks. And that will just add a little bit more to this area, I think. There we go. That was way too many blocks broken there, but that's alright. And I'm pretty sure the glass shouldn't take away from some of the light. But if I put a bit of black glass there, maybe a bit of light grey stained glass over here as well. I'm going to fall here. I'm just going to do that. Perfect. Let's have a look here. I think that's still a little bit too light. But you get the picture. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. And I'll tell you why I'm going to leave it there. Because now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some of the leaves. Some of the vines draping down. Some of the leaves that are there. And also, obviously, getting on with this piece here. And even if this doesn't look completely like a mast, if it kind of just gives you the illusion of a mast, I'm happy. That's all I want. I just want it to play in here, that I don't have to explain it. That people will know if someone came here randomly and was looking at my world and they said, yeah, I can see that's a ship. That's a piece of a ship. I'm happy with that. That's what I want. So there we go. Do a bit of that. A bit of these here. You guys know what I'm about to do. Just go crazy with some leaves. Droop them down here. Look at that. Already looking good. Let's take one more step back. Perfect. All right. Leaves, vines, this. I'll be back. What I really wish was not a thing is the fact that when you put down stuff like this, these things, they've always got this weird, odd thing going on with the water. I wish that didn't actually happen. That would be awesome. That would be a great thing to have. But of course, we don't get everything. But that's pretty cool. Now looking at this, look at that, looking pretty good. I think if you came in here, and remember, we're still going to be doing a piece of another piece of a boat, some other stuff like that. I think that gives you the impression that that is part of a ship. That looks like it's part of a ship to me. Maybe I've just convinced myself from looking at it too much. But it's definitely looking very, very interesting. And overall, I think this area is definitely giving you that impression of it. The next parts that I want to do is also add in a few more rocks around here to make it look a bit more broken. But of course, that's going to need us to remove a lot of this dirt under here, because I want to get it a bit lower, because this shallow water is not going to work for us. Also, over here, this is another very fun thing that we're going to be doing. Over here, getting in the interior of this, and of course that, which we spoke about. So that's pretty much opened us. This project's opened us to a lot of more smaller projects, which we're going to be able to hit on in the somewhat, I'm guessing, near future. But one thing that, if you guys are new to the channel, very, very new, by the way, and I'll quickly give you an update. Next episode is episode 40. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but I'm pretty sure it's episode 40 next. And that's a very special episode, because every 20 episodes we do a world tour, and then we do a world download with the world tour. So if I'm correct, which I'm fairly certain I am, we will be touring this world with some shaders looking so good. I think it's going to be really, really awesome. So there, we can maybe do a few more things like this, and I think that's about it. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to overdo this area, but I think this is practically it. And actually, one other thing I wanted to do to just make this thing look a little bit more animated would be to maybe get a little bit of water rushing off the edge, maybe over there. Yeah, that'll look good. Kind of like the water that rushes in of the waves, so like the wave water that comes in, and it's busy rushing back in there, maybe do like that. Yeah, that'll work. Actually, I like how if you... Let me try getting onto a flat piece so I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's just do this here. There. You see how the water's kind of angled down there? That's actually something I've never messed with, but that could be really interesting if we can work out how to get that to work for us in something. That would be really, really cool. But for today, guys, I think that will do this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. There's a lot of little things we've done here, and I'm hoping that they're going to play off very, very well. So, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in episode 40.